Welcome, everybody. We are back. Untitled Podcast 115?
Something like
that.
I have no idea.
We always
I've lost count.
We botched that. But we want to thank our sponsors, Abaddon Tattoo Studio, who's not up in our corner. Hold on, let me get those up.
For shame.
Those, there they are. Bang.
There we are.
A unique professional experience nestled in the small town of Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. And now, second location, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. They provide high-quality tattoos and piercings in a relaxed, professional, and sterile environment. We got to stop in to the Pottsville location during Brewfest.
We absolutely did.
Which was an absolute blast. Beautiful shop. Artwork everywhere. It captures everything that's going on in that Pine Grove place. But doing it in downtown Pottsville, which is really exciting. So if you guys are looking for some fun tattoos or piercings, definitely hit them up. Both locations super good.
Yeah, I believe right there on the center, the intersection of Center and Market Streets.
Yep.
In Pottsville.
A lot
the
of cool
former
stuff.
Sage Coffee House.
And if you're also a pro wrestling fan, if you're listening to this, of course you are, and you also are a big fan of Tony Deppen, his brewery is that he's part owners with is right there on the main drag of downtown Pottsville, Pilgaroo.
Yeah, between Race and Laurel, I believe, right next to the Majestic Theater.
Yeah, so if you're into beers and professional wrestling, definitely swing by and show them some love. We want to thank our Patreon people. So we have a $1 or $5 general support tab. Right now, we don't have any bonus content or anything like that. I'm trying to make sure that will be a thing soon, but trying to do a 40-hour week night shift job and only having off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and trying to do 5 shows in 3 days.
Yeah,
it's hard.
That's a lot. Yeah,
it's tough, but your support is definitely valued, and thank you. We want to say thank you to Tommy B, the Tree of Life Metaphysical Shop, Hyrith, in other words, Jay, and Austin Blackwell.
Jay Mysterio on the show.
Jay Mysterio, that's what he goes by here. So we also want to thank anyone who checks out our links below. Linktree, brand new. We just got a donation tab on there if you want to show some love. We just got brand new hats in, so we have these bad boys stuck to my hair. The pin does not come with it, but we have brand new hats. That's just the network hat, but we have Tornado Tag, Banging Beers, and interviews with everyday people. Merch is up there now. I believe Teespring was just having, our TeePublic was just having a sale, 35% off. I think that's now done.
Teespring is now just spring, I believe.
Yeah.
They get rid of the T part. They're more than just t-shirts.
We're going to cover everything that's going on in professional wrestling right now. People joined and then left right away. I hope our audio is not bad. That sometimes happens and no one's lets us know. So let me just make sure this real quick.
Well, I should probably keep talking if you're going to check that. And let's start with the local wrestling scene. That is our bread.
We're good with it. They just don't like us.
No, well,
it happens.
We can blame them. The bread and butter of what we do here. We love the local wrestling scene, and there's a lot going on. Hopefully, let's hope things can stay open for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that includes this weekend. As we speak, this weekend on Saturday. Not Saturday. Where am I? Sunday.
Sunday.
Step right up. Be there. We have a double header going on in South Jersey at the H2O Wrestling Center. It is at 1041 Glassboro Road in Williamstown, New Jersey, about a half hour outside of Philadelphia. And it all kicks off at 1 p.m. on Sunday with Abby Jane's 21st birthday spectacular. Camp Leapfrog's very first live show. So exciting.
Very, very exciting. We have a little bit of a role to play at this show.
Yeah, we're going to be helping out a little bit there, and it's going to be a fun time.
All the music you're going to hear has come from you, big guy.
Yeah.
You're queuing up the music.
Yeah, when they say hit the music, that's who I'm going to be the one they're talking to.
And if you're watching it back later,
you'll be saying,
you'll be hearing my voice on commentary, which is pretty fucking exciting.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great time. I know they are... It's time again to start taking COVID seriously, and they are requiring everybody there to please wear a mask.
Please.
I will be wearing a mask. Tony will not be wearing a mask because he's doing commentary.
But when I go around and see people and thank them for being a part of the show, I will be wearing
absolutely.
A mask.
And you're going to be very isolated from everybody else in commentary. You're going to be up like a crow's nest, basically.
Yeah.
And but yeah, if you're going there, wear a mask. If you're going anywhere, please wear a mask. I mean, we are both fully vaccinated, but we know this Delta variant is no joke. And
just because we are vaccinated does not mean we're immune. You know, we can still get this.
We're not outing anything here. He's made it public. It was on his Twitter, but we had Abs on last week, and he had he has one of those breakthrough infections. It can happen. You can be fully vaccinated, and then, I mean, you're going to be okay most likely, but. This is not the COVID podcast, but we'll cut it here. But But yeah, be safe. Be
Yeah.
safe, everyone, and be smart.
Just do the right thing. Don't just think of yourself. Think of everyone else around you.
Yeah,
And,
think of people who might have young kids that can't get vaccinated yet. Think of people who may have vaccine resistance. Think of people who may be very, very ill, and even if they do get, even if they are vaccinated, the breakthrough infection could be a bad deal for them, and keep them in mind.
Absolutely.
But moving on to more of the fun things, let's see what we're going to have going on at the Camp Leapfrog Abby Jane's 21st birthday party. We have a 4-way tag team match, and the tag matches in Camp Leapfrog are very exciting. Lucha rules, no tags. When one participant of a team leaves the ring, another one can come right in. We have the Shinobi Shadow Squad. That's easy for me to say. That is a team of, I believe when he's in this team, he's called the Crocodile, world famous CB. Or is it the Alligator? I don't remember. I think it's the Crocodile. Teaming with Ryan Mooney against the runners-up in the Tag Camp Grand Prix, Crumbles and Defarge. Came this close.
I will say this.
Close.
They were dastardly heels during
Yes.
that, but man, did they really impress me as a tag team.
They are quite good, and they became this close to being the very, very first Campeones de Ranas. And but
Glad
they
you
did
can
not.
say it.
Winning the Campeonatos de Ranas.
It was and real quick, just going back to that tournament, and just it was an honor to be a part of the call of announcing that first ever tag team champions in Camp Leapfrog, and I'm very honored, and
I was so excited I rang the bell early.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to be teaming up once again with Scott Holiday,
absolutely,
and doing that show, and also making her commentary debut for the Open Swim. Kaya McKenna.
Yes, unable, unfortunately, to participate in the show proper, still a little banged up, but she will be doing Open Swim commentary.
And I get to team up with her.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
I think the only thing they've officially announced for the Open Swim is, I believe, the runway will be in action. But there will be, I'm sure, some other stuff going on there.
Yeah.
And then there is one other team in the opener here, Crush Cakes.
Yeah.
Crush Cakes is going to be set up for that 4-way tag. And then we have a big match here, a 10-person tag team match. You have the Boar. Listen to this team. These are some bad guys here. I think these, except for maybe one or two, are people who are all these people are either involved in heavyweights or frog sports.
Yeah. Some of these names you're going to say may have changed.
Well, I know one that we already did say, but I don't know what we can and cannot.
Yeah. Card
subject to change.
Card subject to change. Yeah.
Card subject to change. The Boar, Big Calyx, Violence, Blackstrom, and Ron Voyage, with Phil Stamper in their corner, will be going up against the Goons. Killian McMurphy, Darius Carter, Eel O'Neill, Miles Millennium, and Jordan Blade.
Killian
with
fresh
Big Dust.
out of hell. And how will he react to Darius and the way he's been treating the Goons?
Who knows? That is
a storyline to stay tuned to.
Intrigue. Max Zero will be confronting CC Boost. Not a match, but Max Zero will be confronting CC Boost. Will CC Boost answer the call? Let's find out.
They out of all the things that every time we attend camp and we're like, we're going to camp, we're excited, and I'm very happy to see all the fellow campers, and I'm pumped. And then I look down and I see on the card that there's a CC Boost and a Max altercation, and it's just like, man, what are they gonna do?
Will CC Boost even answer the call is the question.
Yeah, what, like the line that has been crossed over and over again to see what they're gonna do to each other next terrifies me.
Yeah, one of the big developments over the past year so far in 2021 in Camp Leapfrog has been the search for identity for Max Zero. He had to win the right to even take his mask off, and then he does so.
And he's handsome,
and he is the handsome himbo.
Yes.
But CC Boost threw a fireball at him.
Tried to ruin that face.
Yes.
Tried to ruin that pretty
Tried and
face.
succeeded. Did you see Max Zero in the crowd during some of those later round frog sport matches? He's all bandaged up.
Yeah, day 2 he looked like the Invisible Man.
Yeah, totally. So then we also have Blank and Masha Slamovich.
Yeah, this one's interesting because Masha wants Edith.
Yeah.
Edith unfortunately can't answer the call. Maybe something going on there. We're not 100% sure. We'll find out probably from her the day of the show.
Right.
But if Masha can't get Edith, she wants to go after Edith's creator, which is Blank. And Mosh is definitely going to have a point to prove, and it's going to be once again another person who scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
So much so that I purchased her T-shirt.
Yeah, because if not, she will hurt you.
Yes, I was like, listen, I'm going to give her money so I don't die.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see where Mosh is willing to go to maybe provoke Edith out of into a third match.
Yes. And speaking of a long time coming, he's been throwing everything he can at Matt Mikowski, but Thunder Frog will finally be stepping into the ring. Frog Sport rules with Matt Mikowski.
Now, I still not current or privy to some of the older stuff from Chikara. You would know more of these of the Thunder Frog than I would. All I know is Matt Mikowski is a scary, scary man, and every single thing that he's thrown at him, Matt has came through.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge for both of these people, both of these fighters, and it is going to be something where you are going to really, really see that Frog Sport concept taken to its biggest level.
Yeah. Mikowski is just an animal, and he's coming in. I mean, listen, he's already a very intimidating guy, but he is very lighthearted. He always, like we've seen it with Abby. He's willing to help and train people during Frog Sport. When that bell rings, he locks down. And he gets serious, but now we see him in a spot where he legit wants to inflict damage. You know what I mean? He's almost that guy who can do it, but does it reluctantly. You know what I mean? But now he's going into this against Thunder Frog like, no, I really want to rip a limb off you. You know what I mean? Everything you've been doing to my friends with possession and all that other supernatural stuff that's been going on. Now he legit wants to inflict pain. And that's a scary thing to have Matt Mikowski in your crosshairs with.
But you want to talk about Thunder Frog and his kind of track record here. Thunder Frog was in Chikara holder of the Young Lions Cup, which was something where you had to it was basically what it sounds like. It was something that was won in the tournament every year to determine a champion, and then it was defended like a title, and it was only open to wrestlers who were 25 and under. And so let's just run through some of the names, because Thunder Frog was a Young Lions Cup holder. So was Hollow Wicked, who he was the very first holder of the Young Lions Cup. The legendary late great Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney, Jigsaw, who you will be seeing on IWTV 100 later in the night. Chuck Taylor, who people know very well from Best Friends. Fire Ant, who is maybe well known to people who like the Best Friends. We'll just say that.
Ryan Vox in the chat says Thunder Frog's a cool dude. He is. I mean,
he's cool until he's possessing Saber Dorado and trying to have him kill Matt Mikowski.
He's a cool dude, man, but I wouldn't want to. I
don't envy Thunder Frog. But I don't envy Mikowski either. This is going to be a test for him too.
Yeah.
Vin Gerard, who may be taking a close look at the events on Sunday. He was a holder of the Young Lions Cup. Player Dost, who you may know better as Stu Grayson of the Dark Order, now was a holder of that cup.
Real quick too, I just want to say, if anyone's tuning in, we added a new stream platform to be live during these shows. So now we're not only live on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, we're now live on Twitter.
Yeah,
on Twitter,
all over the place.
Oh my God, it's amazing! I'm pretty excited about it. So if you are watching on any of those platforms, help us out with a like, share. If you're checking out the replay, help with that as well. It helps us out. Word of mouth is definitely what helps us independent podcasters out.
Absolutely.
So, sorry to cut you off.
Here's somebody. Just one more of these from the Young Lions Cup. This is the person who held the Young Lions Cup directly before Thunder Frog, Heidi Lovelace.
Oh,
you know who that is, right?
I'm a big fan of Heidi Lovelace.
Now Ruby Soho.
And more to come on her later, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll be talking about more mainstream, nationwide wrestling a little bit later here. And then moving on with the 21st birthday party for the Ray Duranis pendant, the King of the Frogs, or Queen of the Frogs, if it's well, no, actually, no, I think everybody in this is identified as a he, him. Kamen MK, King Crab, Ather Namada, Nola Katano, The Whisper, and Rex Lawless. In a six-way, with the winner taking home the Ray Duranis pendant. And then we have another multi-person match. We have the Air Show and the Colony taking on Murloc, Jet Jagori, Johnny Moran, our buddy Johnny Moran.
Yeah.
And former guest on the show and the head of the commission, I don't know if Jersey's a commission state. Maybe the camp commission extends over state lines. Who knows where it's an undisclosed
I think
location
he's
anyway.
the boss anywhere he goes.
He's a boss anywhere. Yes, Dr. Ethan Wild is the boss anywhere he goes, and they will have Skiff in their corner. And then for the Campeonatos de Ranas,
real quick, another team that I didn't know much about going into the tag tournament and getting and leaving. Huge fan of is the Air Show. The Air Show.
Yeah, Air Show. They put on a show.
Wow, they are fun to watch.
They certainly are, and they live up to their name. Some very very fun aerial maneuvering from them, and the Colony.
Oh, you love the Colony.
You never want to answer the birthday party, but what are you going to do? And then for the Campeonatos de Ranas, you have Yokai, Janai Kai, and Yoya. I thought they were going to win the whole thing, and then have that draw in the first round. But now they get a chance against the champs, the Campeones de Ranas, the outfielders, Boomer Hatfield and Molly McCoy.
I will say this: Yokai is definitely going to come in with a lot of momentum under them. Mainly, I didn't get to see the actual match. I have to find a way to watch it. Like I said, 3 days off, trying to cram everything into 3 days is tough.
Yep.
But Janai Kai just got an opportunity to go down to Texas for her first ever.
Oh yeah, Mission Pro, right?
And got to wrestle against Thunder Rosa.
There you go.
So
that's
I mean,
match.
when you lock up with someone like a Thunder Rosa, and then your next opponent, I mean, that's kind of like the outfielders are definitely going to have to bring their A game because that team is going to be ready to go. They're fired up.
Oh, totally. That's going to be a barn. That could be your match of the night.
Yeah.
There's a few I'm looking forward to. That's definitely one.
So much just amazing tag team wrestling.
And then in the main event of the whole thing, on her birthday, Abby Jane had to find two partners and to go up against the devious Sydney Bacabella, Travis Huckabee, who has been just wrecking house in Camp Leapfrog lately, and Big Dan Champion. So who do you get? It's Abby Jane. She's the most innocent person in the history of wrestling.
She can't have abs with her because they broke Abs' arm.
Yeah, and he can't be in the match. So she went out and she found the most devious, evil group she could possibly find.
Danhausen.
No, worse. The Spectral Envoy, Hollow Wicked, and Ultra Manus Black.
That is terrifying. Just that Abby's willing to go to that depth to get revenge.
You want to go back to Chikara, two former Chikara Grand champions.
Yeah,
there, and Ultra Manus Black, very much the heart and soul of that company.
That's someone who definitely rings true, like one of your favorites.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Are you gonna mark out a little bit?
You act like you've been there before,
but in your head, you're like, in your head,
shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna be the same way with Orange later on that night.
And then later that night, 5 p.m. IWTV 100. They're gonna have a ladder match featuring some people from H2O, and then the rest of the show is a indie wrestling all-star game, basically.
Jesus Christ!
Jonathan Gresham against Adam Priest.
I want to. And I'm not just saying this because we're part of it, but like I think so far this year, I think there's been 3 events that I think are just the top of the top when it comes to like independent wrestling. I think the GCW or GSW show, they just have a Cardona GCW show with Cardona and Nick Gage. I think that's going to be something that's going to be talked about when it comes to the end of this year. The PWG return, where Alistair Black got to, he emerged.
Yeah,
Orange Cassidy was also there, and then IWTV 100.
This is a big one.
Those 3 events are just gonna. And who knows what the state of wrestling is going to be now with this whole new, I know, and I don't want to go back to the pandemic talk, but like, we don't know where we're going to stand when it comes to in a couple months.
Attend every wrestling event like it's going to be your last for a while. Kind of moving into current events a little bit. WWE's already thinking, we may have to cancel SummerSlam. They are encouraging fans that are coming to shows now to wear masks. They're talking about going back to the Thunderdome. AEW's talking about we're going to have to go back to Daly's place.
Yeah.
And enjoy this while you can. If you haven't gotten vaccinated yet, get vaccinated.
Yeah.
And wear masks.
So besides that, I thought those big 3 events that are happening, this is huge. This is a huge independent show. And once again, honored to be a part of it.
Absolutely. And then Jonathan Gresham against Adam Priest on this show. John Wayne Murdoch against Warhorse.
Jesus.
Warhorse is going to be there. The former IWTV Independent Wrestling Champion. In a trios match, Alexander James, Richard Holiday of MLW. He was the first PPW show when they came back.
Yep.
And
very impressive.
And Logan Easton LaRue, who was on the Masked Wrestler on IWTV. They're going up against an all-star team. Coming back for another one, Hollow Wicked, Ultra Manus Black, and Jigsaw. Chikara legend, ROH, former ROH mainstay for a little bit there. And then your two big matches at the end. You have Lee Moriarty, another former IWTV. Everybody in this match but Trish Adora is a former IWTV independent wrestling champion.
And she definitely has.
She could be.
She staked her claim that she could definitely be a champion.
And she will be teaming against Lee Moriarty, who was the winner of the Masked Wrestler and then won a beating Warhorse for the IWTV independent wrestling title. And they're going against former champions and best friends, Chris Statlander and Orange Cassidy. And then in your main event, speaking of people who've been on AEW, speaking of best friends, Wheeler Yuta has kind of been de facto new best friend. And he will be defending the Independent Wrestling Championship against somebody who was just on Dynamite this week, Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
Daniel Garcia was teaming up with 2.0, the former Everrise, on Dynamite this week.
And I don't know if you've been watching what's been going on in the independent scene, but Yuta just went through war the past couple weeks.
Yeah, Killian.
He went through Killian, and then where was I don't know, who did he just wrestle at Beyond?
Willow, I believe.
And he took some thumbtacks to his back.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Willow. It was somebody else.
Okay, Willow, he defended the title again.
Yeah, no, it was just literally just this week. It just happened.
I did not.
I think it was either yesterday or the day before. He wrestled somebody at Beyond and it was a street fight. It was bad. He took a trash can to the head. He took some thumbtacks to his back.
My goodness.
So he's coming into this, just after a war at Up and Beyond. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see how he pulls through with this, with the 100th defense of that title.
And that is all going to be this Sunday. This Sunday, it'll be at the H2O Center.
If you are free this Sunday and you are, doing everything the right way, please come see this show. Both of them are going to be unbelievable.
And if you're not, if maybe you're not comfortable being in the crowd with the Delta variant, maybe you're just got vaccinated and you don't have your full immunity built up yet, or you just don't really feel comfortable in the crowd. Maybe you're not anywhere near South Jersey. Maybe you can't make it to Williamstown. Both of those events will be streaming live on independentwrestling.tv.
Subscribe. It's such a good service.
And promo code Leapfrog. I think that's still active. Give it a try. Hopefully it works. And
if it doesn't, still subscribe.
Try it out. Subscribe anyway. It's $9. That money you used to spend on WWE Network, throw it to IWTV.
It's I can't wait. I hope my hours at work change because there's so much stuff I haven't got to see yet on there.
It is an embarrassment of riches on there. And another embarrassment of riches, great card here for the following weekend, August 14th at the Signature Training Academy in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, 137 Aaron Lane, PPW Aerial Assault. And wow, do they have a card on this one?
This is nuts.
We have a tag team gauntlet. They've announced a few teams here. Project Mayhem, Elijah Eden and Smiley. Joe Davis's Sins. It's a new group in PPW. Strength in numbers and size. 2 teams in this thing. Mm-hmm. They have Suki and the Mad Dog, and then a team we know very well. Eric Pinhat and Brad DeMeo. I don't know if they're called the Diamond City War Machines in PPW, but that's what we know them as.
That's what we're calling them, baby.
Mr. James will be teaming with a new partner, a working man, El Trabajador.
Okay.
I believe that is literally the working man. I think that is literally how that would translate. Also, 2 former tag team champions in this gauntlet match, main event and South Philly's finest, and also the team of some Camp Leapfrog people, Nola Catano and Camp Leapfrog newcomer Ben Rutan.
Yeah, both. I mean, Ben is super talented. He's been at PPW now twice. Mm-hmm. Had some action there. Nola Catano, I feel, is hitting another gear in his career.
Another gear, but that gear was not enough to wrest the TV title from Andy Hedder.
No, I mean, listen, Andy,
not here today. Out celebrating his victory over Nola Catano.
Yeah, he's living the dream. He's on vacation. He's living it up. He's doing his thing. All those TV obligations he's got to do now. Winning that TV title, it's hard to pry him away. Mm-hmm. But very excited for that. I'm very excited that we will be there once again for PPW. Last time we were unable to be there.
We were at an undisclosed location.
But we are back now coming to PPW. I cannot wait to see the PPW universe and all those amazing fans.
I can wait because I want to be helping out with the interviews again.
Yeah,
because that is air conditioned.
Yes, you're gonna be.
I'm gonna be in the air conditioning.
I'm gonna be passing out. Yeah. You're gonna be in that nice.
I'm gonna be eating mangoes and stuff.
And maybe interviewing some big names.
Well, helping Tom Mitchell interview some big names. You will be
behind the camera, but you will get to be talking and interacting and seeing some pretty cool people.
Again, cards up to change, and good on PPW for putting this right out there as soon as they knew. Brian Cage, unfortunately, not going to be there due to a scheduling conflict.
Yeah.
Casey Navarro will now be going against JT Dunn, making his return to PPW. Here's a match I'm very excited about. Good on one of the great things about this, 2 women's matches on the show already announced.
I am very excited that PPW is really striking
That women's division
this tough women's division.
Is building up.
And holy shit, did you see the promo cut for this match?
I did not, but I've heard it's very good. Christina Marie, the now former PPW champion, against Erica Lee. Speaking of Can't Believe Frog.
She pretty much said, I'm not going to do it justice, so go look it up, but she pretty much said, you're going to come in here with this pee-pee poo-poo bullshit.
Oh, my.
She's like, I'm going to make you respect this business. Honk, honk that bitch.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, because Christina Marie's not messing around.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, and Erica Lee likes to have fun with that stuff, but when that bell rings, she does not mess around either.
Yeah, she's not.
That is going to be a war.
She is all fun and games, but when that bell rings, she's ready to fight too. That is 2 East Coast hard hitters that are going to really, really square off of PPW.
You talk about last year, Fight Forever, the GCW Fight Forever, that Can't Believe Frog, Cibernetico, all the talent in that match. Boomer Hatfield, Molly McCoy, Edith Surreal, Big Dan, the main event, all the a very good professional wrestler who is very good as an understatement.
Yeah.
That is an incredibly great the best. And only one person can win a Cibernetico, and that one person that won it was not a very good professional wrestler. It was Erica Lee.
Yeah, don't sleep on her. She's unbelievable.
And then that match will have probably implications on the following match, which is for the PPW Women's title. JC Storm challenge against the new women's champion Adina Steele.
Yeah, I unfortunately we weren't able to make the show.
Yeah,
and then I seen the post of her with the title. I go, what the hell happened? I'm very, very excited and very proud. And honestly, I know we talked about a lot on the podcast, but that logo is literally inspired by Adina Steele.
And some guy.
We don't know who that guy is. But
as far as a mask on him.
Yeah,
nobody cares.
Yeah, we didn't want to actually use his real likeness because we just threw a mask on. But anyway, Adina, very, very someone who's been working super hard. We're big fans of, and very rightfully so, has earned her shot to be that champion.
And then we have a tag team match where Alpha Jr. and the returning Mike Orlando will be going up against 5 and 10 of the Dark Order. Preston Vance 10 and Alan Angels 5.
Boy, have that Dark Order been killing it lately.
They have. And here's the one I want to see. Here's the one we're going to be like, hey Tom, I'm gonna step out and go into the
we're gonna
go. You can get somebody else to film for a little bit. Desean Pratt against Davey Richards. Oh boy,
Jesus.
Oh boy, that one is actually, if I know Tom, he's gonna want to watch that one too.
Yeah,
we if I can make a little confession, and we did finish ahead of schedule, but when we were filming interviews for the first PPW show back, The Return, we may have had a little break in filming during KFC and Davey Richards
for all the right reasons. Yeah. Both superstars. Super happy Davey Richards is coming back. If you missed Davey Richards the first time at PPW versus Casey Navarro, you do not want to miss him a second time, because there's a reason why at one point in time he was ranked one of the best professional wrestlers in the world, and he's just an unbelievable superstar. You lose something over there?
Breaking news. I just saw there was a in our group chat. There's some things going off.
Oh shit!
There have been some mass releases. It looks like mainly in NXT.
What?
It looks like I'm going to bring up Sean Ross Sapp here because he always has everything. Bobby Fish, it looks like, is gone. Bronson Reed, who I believe was the reigning. Oh yeah, Bronson Reed, who is, I believe, the reigning North American champion. Jake Atlas released. Ari Sterling, Kona Reeves, Leon Ruff, Stefan Smith.
Dude, if they got rid of Fish and they're trying to keep Cole,
I don't. Well, the Undisputed Era is done.
I know, but still.
Tyler Rust. Oh no, he's not the North American champion anymore. It's Swerve. I take that back. Stefan Smith, Tyler Rust, Zachariah Smith, Asher Hale. Tyler Rust was just put in Roddy's stable. Giant Zangier and Mercedes Martinez.
Are you
released
fucking
by
kidding
WWE.
me?
Yeah. Some mass NXT releases.
Wow. Yeah, Strickland got the strap off of Reed. Ryan Vox just
that's. I realized that as I was talking.
NXT
he just lost that
cuts.
There was talk about Bronson Reed, like, when he lost the title, like, they're going to move him up to the main roster. Nope, he has been wished well in his future endeavors.
Who from that list goes? Let's play the game now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who goes where? I think there's a lot of ROH talent right there.
If Bobby Fish wants to go back, I'm sure they would welcome him back. I don't know if he's going to be eyeing up retirement or semi-retirement.
If you're in the chat, put in there your predictions. Throw them out there now. I want to say this. I didn't say it publicly on the podcast, but I did say in our private chat. I said when Braun Strowman got released, I said I have a weird thing that I think the next person going that's going to be a big name that's going to shock people, and I said it's going to be Bray Wyatt, and it happened.
Leon Ruff, I could see being a great addition to Ring of Honor if he would like to go there. Tyler Rust, he was an Evolve guy, I believe.
I mean, Bronson isn't terrible.
Bronson might go back to Australia. I believe he's either from Australia, New Zealand, but no, he's very good for a big.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to be Jonah Rock in the U.S., I'm sure there would be plenty of takers.
Is he someone who will have to go that whole visa thing?
Yeah, I would imagine. So he's
that holds a lot of people back.
Yeah. Just looking through that list, Mercedes,
Ryan says Fish to ROH New Japan and Reed to Impact.
He could do that, yeah. If he can get a visa, yeah.
The only problem is
easier to get a Canadian.
The only problem is I believe Impact. When you're in Impact, you're not really an Impact person. You're kind of paid per show.
Yeah, well, I mean MLW does that too, but yeah, there's still contracts.
So I don't know if Impact is willing to pay his work visa as well as a contract.
I don't know if they have anybody from Australia, but I know that they have a lot of experience with that because a lot of those people are Canadian and the company itself is Canadian.
That's true.
So they're pretty good with that. And Jake Atlas is a guy who I'm going to guess he'll be back in PWG, and any company that worth their salt would be smart to pick him up in Mercedes. Anyway, back to PPW.
Well, Mercedes, unfortunately. We talk about people who work stiff, and I know Nia gets a lot of shit for hitting people and working too rough and too stiff. But Zia Lee has been literally kicking the face off people.
Yeah.
And no one cares. Like, she literally knocked out, like, Mercedes stood there to take that spot, got kicked in the fucking head and knocked out cold.
Yeah.
And now she's fired. Like, are you kidding me? Mercedes you could build a company around Mercedes Martinez.
It might be a thing where it's like they don't see her as a main roster person, and
I think she's a very gorgeous woman, but she is
she doesn't fit the mold of what
she's not a blonde bombshell, that she actually can go out there and work, which is dude, I know this is gonna upset a lot of people because I know people draw that line in the sand, and I was someone who did for WWE, but they are literally shooting themselves in the feet with some of these people.
Yeah, back to PPW. That's kind of caught me off guard there. So we had like a little breaking news thing. And we'll get into more of that in a minute here.
Yeah, Mercedes should be able to do all other companies like a Thunder Rosa deal. I agree.
Yeah, NWA would be a great spot for it. I know they're doing the Empower. They're really pushing their women's division. They have Mickie James now.
I mean, she showed up as a wild card at AEW.
No, anybody that can book Mercedes Martinez should book Mercedes Martinez. If you want to see a great match, a great women's wrestling match, you can find it from the very first Shimmer show. I brought it up on the show before. Mercedes Martinez versus Sarah Del Rey, who is now the assistant head coach at the Performance Center. Sarah Amato, she goes by that now. That is an incredible match.
What was that Iron Man or Iron Woman match that was on that women's DVD that I let you borrow?
I don't remember.
It was Mercedes versus somebody, and it was a big name too. And they did an Iron Man match.
That I do not remember.
I'll look it up while you're going ahead.
Yeah, moving on back to PPW, like we said, the Sean Pratt and Davey Richards. We will have and the semifinals of the PPW Championship Tournament. Joey Martinez against Fox Vineyard and Encore, who had the big upset over Facade and Deshaun Pratt against Bro Keller. And then another thing they just recently announced is at that show on August 14th, people have been clamoring to get tickets for PPW 8 on September 11th, and they will be on sale. If you have a ticket to the show on the 14th, you have the first crack at tickets for the show on the 11th, which will feature and this is an incomplete list. It'll feature Matthew Adams, formerly known as Buddy Murphy in WWE, Enzo and Kaz XL. Rachel Ellering was just announced. So yeah, there's a lot there. And then they also announced for October 9th, Dirty Dancin', which will feature Dirty Dango and Tony Nese. Dirty Dango, of course, formerly Fandango in WWE. And then another one we had to really just doing so many innovative things, really give some attention to is the Sanctuary.
Yeah. And
they're starting something new this Sunday, the 8th. We will be indisposed. We will be in South Jersey for Can't Believe Frog and IWTV 100. But the Sanctuary is starting their proving ground
Yeah.
which is a
Well, I
kind
think
of.
Proving Grounds the following Sunday.
I think it is this Sunday,
Is it?
and then I think the 15th is the season 11. Is it premiere?
I think that you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this Sunday is the beginning of Proving Ground, where it is people who are trying to fight their way into the main season of the Sanctuary, and not only will they have their stunt fights, but then they will have a panel. I believe it is going to be John Trotsky. I believe it's going to. I believe Billy Walker is going to be a part of this, and then and I don't know the third person, but they're going to also give an immediate review of your match and break it down afterward. Almost like an American Idol type thing.
I don't want to get too deep or give away anything, but there's a new standard when it comes to the Sanctuary, and they're looking for a certain thing now. It's gonna be interesting to see how it develops and how it goes down. But I know, and I'm just gonna I know there's a lot of people out there who aren't fans of what they do there, or they're not fans of how they go about things, or maybe they're not a fan of John himself. But I will personally go out and say the guy has been nothing but stellar to me, to us as general.
I was there once and I had a great time, and I felt welcome from the second I walked through the door.
People go through things, and they're always not the same person they were when you met them the first time, and sometimes people just aren't having a good go at life, you know, and to hold that against somebody forever is a mistake. And I honestly think that if you're a fan of like the storylines, the stunt fighting is definitely amazing at Sanctuary,
and the crowd is electric.
The crowd is a good time. But we have someone joining us here.
Speaking of involved with the Sanctuary,
we'll let him do this announcement.
By the way, while you're pulling this up, Outbreak Wrestling will also be back on September 18th. They've announced their next date.
Yeah, well,
let's
he
bring in our guest,
the Kilowatt baby,
Anthony Blackwell Jr. Brian, guess what? You said that the Sanctuary is looking for a new standard. The new standard
coming in hot.
Is the Kilowatt. The new standard is the Maestro Anderson Scott, and that's right. On August 15th, we will be hosting the Sanctuary. Cannon loaded. It's going to be explosive, baby. Let's go.
I love it. I love this so much.
Also, don't forget about Count Lee Frog. It's a Sunday.
We just spent 20 minutes talking about it.
Yeah, we did the whole first half of the show there. You get to see his beautiful face as soon as you walk in the door at Camp Leap. You get to see it from the eyes up, because the masks will be covering faces. But
everybody wear your mask.
So
you got to experience the Sanctuary once now.
What an experience that was.
What do you think of that place?
Like you said, there's these preconceived notions if you've been to other promotions or been to other people. And
they're more than just pretty lights, is what I'd like to say.
Right. You hear things, and then
I don't trust this man. I'm wearing a mask now.
Yeah, don't trust me, baby.
No, I'm talking about Anthony over here.
Oh yeah, don't trust him. You've heard things, of course, but what you have to do is you have to check it out for yourself, and you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Not only pleasantly surprised, you're going to be shocked and awed about how creative and innovative one John Trotsky is. The first thing that I took notice to was his eye for cinematography, his acting ability, and just his idea of forethought into story that goes beyond just the current.
His passion for what goes on in that building is bar none. Like
Absolutely.
He runs around, he may be yelling, "Get out of my way, get out of my way!" But he's a leader that puts the team on his back. Like, if something goes wrong, it's on him, and he wants to make sure things are good. And And if you are not someone who has ever tried to take the lead on something, or someone who's ever tried to create something, or never been put in a high pressure situation to run a show, then you really have no space to judge someone who may be a little agitated or short fuse when they're trying to put something together. You know
Absolutely,
what I mean?
Yeah.
I experienced this because I'm a creative person. I do all these things. I toot my own horn. I'm kidding. I'm not anything special.
You're killing it, brother.
But the reality is, though, when you put all that time and all that focus and all that energy into something, and other people are kind of like, hey, why don't you calm down a bit, or hey, maybe don't put all that energy into that because of whatever. Like, these people just don't understand that this is your passion, this is your driving force, and John 100% is that. Like, this is what keeps him going. And
one of these days when he's not turned to 13, I would love to sit down and have a conversation with him.
Well, he'll turn it right back up for that.
Yeah,
But
I'm a fan.
I'm more than just a fan, man. I've said this privately. I'd love to be a student of John's when it comes to learning some of the things that are in his mind.
I will say that. Well, first off, huge shout out to the Bob Culture podcast. Moran was just recently on there, and he put me over on for commentary. And going back, I mean, you two people that are sitting at this table that are, when the idea of commentary was even first pitched, I was like, I don't want that. I'm not doing it. There's no chance. I'm going to be horrible. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have faith in myself. I didn't have confidence in myself. And then I get a message from Sanctuary like, yo, Moran pitched you for an idea to do commentary. And I was like, I'm going to fucking be terrible at this. And they put me with Pete. And I truly enjoy doing it. I love it. I have a really good time. And I think that's the Sanctuary has been an amazing, I'm going to say a great family to be a part of to get good at it. When you have some people like Billy Walker and HC Loke and John and Pete and everybody like that are part of this company and that are willing to give people that feedback and tell you what you need to do and how to get better. And just, it only has made me better when I go to places like PPW and Camp Leapfrog, because I'm there because they run so consistently that I can get those reps in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been invaluable to my growth in this business.
What's even better, I think, is the honest feedback. Like, these aren't guys who are just gonna be like, no, you did great, man, you're awesome. Like, no, they're gonna tell you, hey, here's what you could do better next time. And then
absolutely, you
can now grow.
Yeah, it's a great, and if you're someone who's looking to get in the business, if you want to learn how to do lights, if you want to learn how to do photography, if you want to anything, you don't have to step between ropes to be a part of this business, and that's a great place to, stretch your legs and find out where you belong.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And the other big thing we should mention, these shows at the Sanctuary, these stunt fight shows, $5. It's the $5 Fight Club, or you can do the season pass, which I believe is $50 a season.
Yeah,
and gets you unlimited entry to everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time. I will go out and say I know the Leapfrog team did a fantastic job at the Outbreak show, but I still stand firm. I still think the Sanctuary boys went out and stole the show.
Their production is on another level.
I'm just saying at the Outbreak show, I think they stole the show.
Oh yeah,
I think their match was unbelievable. Yeah. Their work in the ring, their work to the crowd, their work to the cameras. They killed it. They like when it like. I'm not saying that no one else did, but I mean they just knew where. Yeah,
Marcy and JS Hawthorne. Yeah, they did an amazing job.
They knew where a camera, if it was older, without even looking, like they just knew that this is where a camera should be, and I'm going to do something, and I know the camera's going to be there to catch it. Like they're just, and that's all work that they've learned there. You know what I mean? And they're it was a masterpiece.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. That's the camera work was the first thing that was very astounding to me. I mean, I already knew about the lights, but also impressive.
Yeah.
But lots of fun there. Lots of fun. If you can get out there, get out there.
Yeah, and August 15th, cannon loaded. I'll be under those lights. Hey. And also the maestro.
The maestro will be there too.
I would say that I'm excited. I'm excited, and even more so, I'm honored because I'm not somebody who wants to book myself in any role such as that.
So you're not going to be champion of Leapfrog soon?
I'm not. No. And if it went to a vote and they wanted me to be the champ, I would do it. But no, I absolutely detest when a promoter like puts themselves over or has to interject themselves prominently in a storyline. Like for me at Leapfrog, if you got a good joke to make me the butt of a joke, man, yeah, I'll do it. But I don't need to be integral.
I think Trotsky does a good job toning that line though, because he's been there so long as an actual character.
Yeah, I'm not downing him for that because say we ran a serious wrestling, not that Leapfrog's not a serious wrestling company, but we're in the world of your imagination, if you will. But like high tension wrestling, you've got to have an owner. Like at Camp Leapfrog, it's Brad Rush. But in the story, you always have to have an owner because the show this is a wrestling promotion. Mm-hmm. So at high tension wrestling, yeah, of course, I will be an owner. Andrew will be an owner. And what a fun dynamic between a heel owner and a face owner. Like what a fun dynamic that would be. So like, yeah, you have to have that role and fill it. but like when the owner's like overstepping that role.
Yeah.
And it's or like I'm the champion, unless it really is good in the story, and it really shouldn't have to be the story. There's so many more to tell.
When
or if they're
I don't
just
love
not,
that.
or if they're just not good in that role, like Dixie Carter.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
When-
100%.
When is that other show at Sanctuary getting talked about?
Probably not until after it's filmed. Just because
that
it's
won't be open to the public.
no, it's not going to be open to the public. It's going to be a special season ender of
Okay.
what it's attached to.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But if that's successful, maybe the second one will be open to the public.
To the public, yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
fun. All right, well, I want to backtrack real quick while we have
Yeah.
Alex here.
Absolutely.
What is your match of the night, or what are you looking forward to the most this Sunday at Abby's 21st birthday?
Of course, Abby turning 21, that and celebrating that, and possibly throwing some streamers in her face, popping some confetti, wearing a hat for the birthday. Other than that, I'm excited to meet somebody. I'm excited to meet the god of thunder, Thunder Frog. As now, I know he's the bad guy, but I mean, who gets to say they've been in the presence of a god?
Listen,
Thunder Frog versus Matt Mikowski.
he may be a god and he may be a legend, but man, Matt Mikowski is the last human being on the planet I would want to be picking a fight with.
Well, as we know, I know not to pick a fight with Matt Mikowski.
Yeah, he threw you in a pool.
Yeah, well, that, and as children, he used to beat me up a little bit. So, yeah, no, I'm very excited about that for so many reasons.
What was the line from Kill Bill about the Hattori Hanzo sword? If on your journey you should encounter God, God will be cut. That
Right.
could happen to Thunder Frog on Sunday.
Oh, absolutely.
Thunder Frog's gonna be. I think.
I mean, how
this birthday party's gonna have frog legs for dinner, because I think Matt's gonna take every limb off that frog.
how awesome is it that we create a promotion whose mascot is a frog, and then our first major show, we have a frog character.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Ultramantis Black, Hollow Wicked, who gave me a Twitter shout out during the Halloween. That was pretty fun.
yeah. I didn't ask you. What is your highlight? I mean, I know Ultramantis is definitely.
Yeah, that's that's like the fan in me. As far as just like the old school Chikara fan in me. That's definitely going to be Ultramantis Black, and that match should be incredible. It's such a great story build up to it, and just to see Abby hopefully coming in her own, because she's got some serious firepower at her back.
Yeah.
And but as far as the rest of the card, I can't see a way that the outfielders and Yokai do not tear that house down.
I agree, but for me, I know I'm a mark. I'm wearing the shirt, but Blank and Masha.
Oh,
Ooh, good.
Oh,
there are so
man.
many people that are in very big trouble on Sunday. Big Dan, Bacabella, they're all in trouble. Travis, I know he can hold his own, but he's in trouble with the Spectral Envoy on the other side of the ring.
That's
Blank
right.
is in serious trouble getting in there with Masa Slamovich.
Well, this is a sanctioned match, and it's not a Soviet death match. So I don't know. Maybe he stands a chance. I don't know.
Yeah,
Every match that Masha is in, sanctioned or not, is a Soviet death match.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
yeah.
Yeah, man. It's very exciting.
I'm very. That's my. That's
It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, when we were drawing straws on work and commentary of that match, I definitely was like, I hope I get the big one on that one, you know. Yeah. So let's get into our next little tidbit here.
Well, that does it for the local stuff, but there has been a lot of news for the bigger wrestling promotions. A lot of people moving. We talked about all these people that have been cut from NXT.
Yeah. Before we jump away, just one last time, if you guys cannot make it to this show, if you all cannot make it to the show, I'm trying to get away from those, the you guys, dudes. It's a crutch word for me, and I'm trying really hard to work through it.
Dudes is okay.
Yeah, I'm trying. But if you all cannot make it to this show this weekend, please head over to IWTV, subscribe. It is a fantastic subscription. There's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to watch, like the Beyond show that I didn't get the chance to see with Yuta that was on there, and there's There's another one coming. Pizza Party just had a new one, I think.
Yeah, there's so many different things. If you just go to independentwrestling.tv, you will get a listing of the upcoming shows, upcoming live streams. It's on the right-hand corner. Just right now, you have the Scenic City Invitational going on. You have Scenic City Futures.
I want to go back and watch Paris is Bumping. I didn't get to see that show.
I want to go back and watch.
It's not out yet, is it?
I thought it would be.
Well, the first Paris is Bumping is out from October, but I think they're advertising that I think Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday or something like that is.
Oh, it airs?
Paris is Bumping that was filmed in July is coming out.
All I know is our boy Miles Millennium was in a gray sweatpants match, which is like a brawn panties match except with dudes, which is super.
Since you talked about PPW, I'm gonna have to give the old Paul Bow thick to that.
Thick.
And now with Erica Lee there, it stands for PP Poo Poo Wrestling.
PP Poo Poo Wrestling.
Oh my God! Yes, I love it.
PP Poo Poo W. Oh, can we get shirt, Paul? If anyone can we get PP Poo Poo W shirts?
You're gonna get a PP Poo Poo Wrestling polo, aren't you?
Yeah,
a PP Poo Poo polo.
A PP Poo Poo polo. Oh yeah, we talked about Christina's promo, which fire. I can't wait for that match.
That thing,
between those two ladies tearing it up and Desean and Davey Richards, look the fuck that you're gonna have to put a new roof on that place.
Yeah, and then just talking about IWTV a little bit more. Just this past week, we had the Women's Super 8. That was this past Saturday.
I was so upset.
Did that not go any way I thought it was going to go?
Yeah, I would have bet the house on Erica Lee, and then she lost in the first round.
Three picks all went in the first round.
And I'm going to let Alex fill in because you're going to say something I was going to say. Go ahead.
Oh no, I definitely wasn't going to say what you're going to say. This is a mistake on my part. I just assumed it was going to start at like an 8 o'clock or something, or 7 o'clock. And it's like 5:30, and I got a result on Facebook. I'm like, I just missed the whole damn thing.
I thought you were going to say like just how bad we felt for Kaya not being able to participate.
Yeah.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah. It was very unfortunate.
Yeah, we were too busy getting sloshed outside.
I just remember 2 wrestling announcements. You fed me while I was blackout drunk, and the first one was like, Erica Lee went out in the first round, and then Demarius out in the first round.
Yeah,
and
Adina out in the first round.
out in the first round.
Wow.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and then everyone just kind of looked at me, and he's like, oh, and Bray Wyatt got released, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
And then you to beat Killian.
Yeah, and then you to beat Killian, and then everyone.
Just a miserable day for wrestling.
Everyone looked at me, and I was just like, sorry, pro wrestling. Like,
and then
my bad.
Another big thing that just was just released on IWTV just happened last night was Beyond Wrestling's Dong Work for Yuta.
I think that's the show that he took a beating.
Yes, that was last.
I mean, I believe he still won, but he took a massive beating.
Yeah, it was Davey N. He wrestled.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the TV, the main roster, because we're not going to do a full review of everything that happened, but there's been some big news, speculation.
Yeah, it's more news and reviews. There's so much speculation. It seems almost a given now that CM Punk is going to be in AEW sooner rather than later, probably on the 20th.
How crazy is that?
It is. Like, just because they always say that no retirement is ever final in wrestling, but it seemed like his was. It seemed like he was happy being gone, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be gone for long.
I've been obsessed with Renee's podcast, Oral Sessions,
right?
And I've been listening. I listened to like the last 5 episodes, and I'm like, I'm gonna go back and start one and work my way back.
Mm-hmm.
And the interview with her and Punk was like episode 3, and he said he goes, I'll never rule it out, but it's really close to me saying I'm done. He goes, you would have to have an exorbitant amount of money and a really, really good story for me to come back. So if he is signing on that dotted line, you almost got to expect something huge.
And
I don't
momentum.
And I don't see it. I think here's the thing I'm going to tell wrestling fans. If it comes back in the first night, the story doesn't grab you, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably going to be one of those slow burners. Because if Punk wants to do, it's not a couple months and then we blow it off on a pay-per-view. It's going to be a long haul story.
Absolutely.
So it's exciting that he's even considering this.
I think at this point, once they made the whole big thing about the second episode of what's it called, Rampage.
Yeah.
The second one being in Chicago, and I forget what they're calling it. It's something with like first, like back or something.
Yeah, and that's the one where Darby said, I want the best in the world.
Yeah, even if you're the best in the world. There's an old axiom that Vince would always have, and I think AEW is doing this here. Never tease something you can't deliver, and WWE's been guilty of doing that.
Yeah,
but I don't think AEW would tease their fans like that. I think if they're making all of these illusions, like maybe it's going to be something else with Darby Allin, where that's kind of the tease, that's kind of the false, like, oh, we thought it was going to be him, but it's somebody else.
he's got to show up.
But I think there's going to be something big where somebody's in the ring, and then you hear Living Color hit, and the crowd just becomes unglued.
Do they have the rights to that song?
You would think they're going to buy them.
Yeah.
What I hope, because the other rumor is that Daniel Bryan, well, he's going to be Bryan Danielson. He's going to be the American Dragon. I really hope they buy the rights to the Final Countdown. That was one of my favorite entrances in Ring of Honor.
The craziest thing is all these rumors started happening after we filmed Leapfrog, and we were literally standing in their building. Like, we were standing where they trained.
Oh, that's true.
Like we were in
CM
home.
Punk's old office.
Yeah, like it's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy. So much. It's such a fucking mind-blowing thing. But yeah, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk coming to AEW. Aleister Black there.
Malachi Black.
Malachi Black
kicking Cody's head off and beating him in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Once again, I don't draw a line in the sand. I try to watch everything. But man,
AEW is the must-watch product.
They're making a run at this, man.
They are.
They're making a run.
And now the new big thing is that Adam Cole's contract apparently runs out after SummerSlam. And there's been a lot of talk today. This is like the latest on this, that WWE is making the full court press to keep him. That is the latest rumor. Yeah, they are losing the PR battle. I don't know how much they care about that, but they should care about that, because that was one of the things that did WCW in, is that in the minds of the fans, WWE became the babyface and WCW became the heel. WWE is the heel in this right now as far as the promotional war.
Yeah.
And that is not a place you want to be in.
Flair just asked for his release
and was granted,
and pretty much saying, I'm going to AEW.
Yeah, well, if you notice, they did a big thing in that promo with the Elite on Dynamite. Doc Gallows is wearing a black and gold robe, like a textbook Ric Flair robe. Somebody, I think it was Kenny, was wearing a Cookie Monster shirt. The in-joke was always that CM Punk said that CM stood for Cookie Monster when he was on the indie circuit.
Oh, shit.
So that's why he was wearing a Cookie Monster shirt. The Young Bucks were wearing like floral print Hawaiian shirts like Bray Wyatt used to wear when he was the Swamp Guy.
Yeah.
They threw in so many little things.
Oh, wow.
That were all allusions to people who could be coming in.
So, and this is where I think when people do draw the line and they do say they don't like one company over the other, and one of the knocks that they say that AEW is, it's just a glorified indie show. And I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna
okay with that.
I'm not gonna sit here and disagree with you. Because
indie wrestling is fun.
Indie wrestling is a fucking blast, and they listen to their crowd, and they look for those. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they work harder. The indie, especially when it comes to like storylines and continuity, they have to really keep you because they want you to keep coming back every week. AEW is an indie company with a budget, and it's a fun time.
By the way, speaking of those releases, one person is probably going to be headed right back to where they came from. I forgot who Ari Sterling was. That is Alex Zane from GCW. So I have a feeling he'll be headed back to GCW very soon.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When Vince goes on a public call and says they're not our competition, they're not even on our radar, and if they think they're going to take all of our people and they're going to take over, we'll give them more. Like, pretty much bragging they're going to fire more people.
It reeks of when Eric Bischoff said, like something, and I'm paraphrasing, like Tuesday mornings are boring to me because I know we're going to win the ratings.
Oh, that didn't work out well for him.
It reeks of hubris.
Do you think that there is ever a time where AEW dethrones them as the go-to company?
Yeah, it could. I mean, WWE, they are in a very good spot right now, money-wise, just because they have these guaranteed TV deals, and their ratings aren't what they used to be, but they're still very good.
And I'm not saying that WB is going to disappear.
No,
not at all. I'm not a delusional fan that I think AEW is going to put one company. I don't think we're at a point where one company is going to put the other out of business.
What you want to root for is that both companies are successful, and somehow WWE turns this around. The more successful, I hope Ring of Honor does well. I hope Impact does well.
Yeah.
The more places there are for wrestlers to ply their craft, a rising tide lifts all boats. And if they get big and if wrestling gets hot again and people are talking about wrestling like they did in the late 90s, that's going to be great for your local indie. That's going to be great for Camp Leapfrog and High Tension Wrestling. If wrestling is hot, it's great for everyone.
And this is how I kind of look at it. With AEW now having 4 shows essentially coming?
Yeah, I mean Dark
Rampage,
Elevation. I wouldn't necessarily count the YouTube shows.
Yeah, I see it as just the 2 TV shows.
But I mean, they have product, right?
Yeah,
they have 4 different products that are going out.
Plus, they're going to be having specials on TNT, like almost like the old Clash of the Champions.
And a lot of the people on their roster are able to go do indie shows and are able to go and do these things and go do and show up in different promotions. And now that and I know I said it a while ago on the show, what if we get to a point where professional wrestling is an open playground where people just kind of bounce around and it was kind of said it's never going to happen.
WWE will never be a part of it. Everybody else will. They will not.
Here's the thing, man. If Vince is literally cutting ties to sell and the right people take it over, they have to change or they're going to get.
I was part of their selling. Now I'm not. I think now they're cost cutting.
Really?
They're bloated. They're cost cutting. Nick Khan, who was the new president of the company, is putting his signature on this. He's saying we can do everything we're doing now with half the crew. He's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, they would just take talent to hide them, so they couldn't go work other places.
There was a point where they just didn't want people going to AEW, and they hit a point. I think when COVID hit, is let them go.
Yeah,
if we don't have a use for you, then we're not going to pay you.
Coming back to professional wrestling, one of my first moments I had was Cardona winning or Zack Ryder winning the title, and everyone lost it, and I was like, who cares? Nothing about I seen this really, really jacked, good looking, Adonis looking guy who was a goofball. And I was just like, I can't take this person serious. And I never fell for that character. And then he now,
it was his YouTube show. He was a guy that went out and got himself over.
Yeah. I wasn't around for any of that.
What win was this?
When he won the ladder match for the,
so you came in at the end of it.
Yeah. The one where he lost the night after.
Yes.
So okay, that was later. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was never really big on it.
But he was a little cold at that point. He had peaked at that point.
Yeah. But since
it was after that Mojo crap, but I think Mojo really brought him down.
Yeah, I think it was a tough pairing.
No offense to seeing him in a week.
Yeah,
but,
I have nothing against Mojo. I just didn't like it.
I really thought he as a character in WWE. Every time he came on screen, I was ready to change the channel.
Whenever I would see Mojo, it was if this was the 80s, he would be an evil Russian.
Yeah, but I mean, neither one of those guys. I mean, they both went on record and saying that they didn't really have chemistry with each other.
Yeah. It was just that he was. They were the party guys. Yeah. Let's put the party guys together.
Yeah.
But they're 2 huge jack dudes trying to act like they're I
don't see Zack Ryder as a huge jack dude. I mean, he's in great shape.
So now he is for sure, but he was less cut back baby before 2017.
He's always had abs up to his neck.
He's always been in great shape,
but he's way more thick now.
Yeah.
But I was a big fan of him.
Yeah, back in the day it was Zack Ryder's going to go out and kill people. That wasn't his thing.
But now I can see it though.
But I mean, he has really transformed himself, man. He's doing fun stuff.
I think if he wouldn't have been let go, he would have been prime for a heel turn in WWE. He would have been well over, especially now that you see what he's doing with GCW and how great of a heel he is.
Almost got our boy Chris killed. Yeah. He brought Chris up. He didn't bring Chris up by name, but he brought Chris up on the Renee podcast saying that, the referee was like, dude, are you okay? Do you seriously want to keep going? And he's like, wait, what, is it that bad? He goes, your arm's pretty bad. And he kind of brought up Chris. I was like, that's kind of dope. You know what I mean?
The great move for Chris was when they started raining trash and Chris just barely gets the hand up in front of his face when the bottle's flying at him.
Yeah. But he still went over, got the belt, gave it to him, and then got out of town.
That's a pro's pro.
That's a man's man right there. Chris is a hero.
But he's not Chris Hero.
He's not Chris Hero, yeah. Oh, we got some here. I like this. Thank you guys for commenting. Cardona for sure got himself over on YouTube. Then he had his feud with Kane and John Cena in 2011, 2012, which didn't go over well. I was hoping for him to at least win the NXT tag titles with Mojo, but been liking him lately with Impact. I agree.
It didn't go well because they buried him.
Yeah,
I liked Ryder and Cena as a tag team. I actually really enjoyed that whole thing.
Yeah, is that Eli Meyer? Thank you, man, for chiming in and talking with us. But I appreciate that so much. Like I said, I wasn't a huge Ambrose fan. He was a Grand Slam champion, and he'd never grabbed my attention. The second he left that company, I was like, this guy is fun. towards the end, I was like, yo, I kind of like his promos because you could tell he wasn't giving a shit.
Yeah.
Like he was showing glimpses of what he was gonna do.
The thing with me with Dean Ambrose is I was always waiting for him to become Jon Moxley, and he never did.
Yeah. And now I can't get enough of Jon Moxley.
Oh, Jon Moxley's always been great.
Yeah, I'm fucking hooked. I was like,
you see, what I'm really excited about is at Pro Wrestling Revolver over in Ohio, he and
Callahan
are teaming back up for a night.
yeah, that's sick.
I wish it was happening on TV, but very excited.
What else we got going on, news-wise?
News-wise, that's the big stuff. It's all the moving Ric Flair we mentioned earlier. I mean, the big thing that's looming like a dark cloud over everything is the Delta variant and the threat of more bans on mass gatherings. It doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon, but I know there. Hopefully, vaccination rates are flying up, and I think we've hit highs we haven't hit in months now with people getting vaccinated. I think we hit the point now where over half of the population in the U.S. has had at least one dose of the or has had both doses of the vaccine. So hopefully this is just a temporary swell, and by the time we hit the fall, by the time we hit September, October, we've got a little bit more of a hold on this thing.
Yeah. I don't want to go back into this. You know what I mean? Like that's why I went and got vaccine. That's why I did everything. I'm happy wrestling's back. I'm happy for live crowds. I'm happy I'm going to see a band in 2 weeks. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm happy to be doing all this fun stuff, man. And it just, I don't know. I understand it's your choice if you do what you want to do, but like, man,
you just got like a taste of what life was like again. And it's just like, don't take it away, man. I mean, like everything's happening, man. Big things are happening. Maybe I'm being a little bit selfish, but like big things are happening.
Don't buy into the fear mongering stuff. That's just all I can say. But it's hard to tell. You can't just tell someone that because it's.
Well, what fear mongering stuff? If you're not vaccinated, you should be getting vaccinated.
No, I'm saying fear mongering on the other side of the reason not to be vaccinated and stuff. But listen, I don't want to cause a political divide. Yeah. You do what you got to do, but just know that like I hope if someone does get it that isn't vaccinated, I hope you do well. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people got to burn their hand on the stove to figure out what, like, you know what I mean? Like one of us are going to be wrong. Mm-hmm. But here's the deal: half the world has been vaccinated, and
not quite, but that would be nice.
But I'm saying, but like, we're not. I'm here. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. What we got?
Look, and you and me, like, if we haven't gotten it by now,
yeah.
I mean, between Legends of Hamburg and everything we've done.
Yeah, I was licking everybody. Never mind. I was gonna say I've been sharing my never mind. Hearing Moxley and Callahan versus the Good Brothers at New Japan Resurgence. The last bit of news.
Oh, that is another big thing. Yeah, it looks like Tanahashi will be going up against Archer on a New Japan showing from California, but they very, very strongly teased that probably at All Out we're going to get Moxley against Tanahashi.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
that's nuts. But the last bit of news, and the one I'm most excited for, besides the where's Bray Wyatt going, where is the Iconics going, where is all these people, because all these contracts, all these 90 days are very, very close to being done.
Yeah,
Renee's 1 year is almost coming up, so she couldn't do anything for a year with her thing. So all of these 90 days are coming up for these pretty big names.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the one I'm most excited for. Now even more excited with Mercedes Martinez coming out of there.
I thought you were gonna go Braun here. I'm like, really?
I can care less where Braun goes. No offense to Braun. I'm sure I'll see him one day. I probably won't see him at an independent show because he doesn't respect independence. But Ruby Soho is starting to tease a new look, starting to tease some social media posts, starting to get herself active again. Please, God, just show up at a couple indie shows, and then go and kill it at AEW.
What color is her hair right now?
Red.
Oh, okay.
Almost like a ruby.
Yeah, it's more grown out now. It's more grown out now than it was before. That's
if it was green, it would be very fitting somewhere that I know of. But
I just want her to show up anywhere I'm going to be able to drive to and go see, because I'm a big fan. And you know me, when those new T-shirts hit, so as soon as she
you'll be able to paper the wall with Ruby Soho T-shirt.
Once that T-shirt drops, your boy's gonna be rocking a Ruby Soho T-shirt. I'm very, very, very big on her. I was upset when they started pushing her towards Charlotte, and I was like, oh man, are they gonna give her a run here? And then she got hurt.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh well, they built her up strong before the injury. Maybe she'll come back even stronger. I was like, are they doing the Riot Squad again? And it just nothing ever stuck. Like they had no faith in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's unless you were one of the 4 horsewomen or Alexa Bliss or kind of Asuka, it was a hard road for you for the past couple of years here in WWE for women's wrestlers.
Yeah. And then now that I'm working more with Leapfrog and learning more about the past of the Chikara and all the people who I really, really fell in love with now and realizing how much I was a huge fan of. And then I go look back at their history like a Ruby.
Yeah. Former holder of the Young Lions Cup.
You know what I mean? It's like, wait, they were part of that? Like, and then like Eddie Kingston and Brody Lee. Dude, I still can't listen to podcasts that was like when Renee was talking about it, dude, I was literally tearing up, like hearing it. Like, it's like I was a fan, but didn't realize how much of a fan I was until he was gone. It was like one of those like, fuck, man, like
I wish I had the ability to show you some of these Ring of Honor shows from like 2006, 2007 that I was at, where like every other guy is a guy you would know from WWE.
I know.
Or AEW.
Dude, I found out, Mox, that Brody was a Washington fan, a Washington Redskins fan, or a Washington football team fan. He was a Notre Dame fan. Like, everything about
nobody's perfect.
Everything about this human is like I love this guy.
Hey, he's a Mallrats fan.
He's a Mallrats fan. Yeah, he's a Kevin. Yeah, like
everybody thinks that Bruiser Brody. Nope, Brody. Brody Bruce from Mallrats.
It's yeah, it's tough, man. But yeah, I think looking into like possibly subscription services again, I think I'm gonna grab Impact and ROH. Well, if I get day shift because I have more time to watch it.
Honor Club. I'm so far out of loop, but I know Tony Deppin's doing a great job.
I want to see more Deppin. I want to see more Danhausen. And then with the Impact, when I first got Impact, their weekly shows weren't showing up on there, but now they are.
And they are. And I know you can sub on there. I don't know how much it is, but if you do the premium sub on their YouTube, I think the weekly shows are on there too.
Yeah. So, well, we're getting here close to the end here. Alex, we'll start with you, buddy. What do you got to plug? What do you want to talk about?
Baby, I have so much to plug tonight. Head on over to campleapfrog.com/shop. Grab your tickets for Abby Jane's 21st birthday extravaganza in Williamstown, New Jersey at the H2O Center. We'll all be there, and it'll be a blast. There's going to be cupcakes. There's going to be party hats. There's going to be streamers. There's going to be wrestlers and wrestling, of course. Just all around good shit. And then 1 week from there, on the 15th, I believe it is, Cannon Loaded at the Sanctuary. Check me out there. Check out the Maestro. Listen to Mr. Blackwell on commentary. Yeah, you can probably hear you. If you sit in the right place, you can probably hear you.
Yeah, you can.
In the building.
You can hear me when you're not all the time, but because the crowd is so hot there. But when there's a little lull in the crowd, which is not often, you can hear the commentary a little bit.
I like it.
Yeah. I think the idea, since their Sanctuary Mania show was so high in intensity, we're gonna bring a little bit of this, a little bit of good times.
Our clique is coming, baby. Except one guy storyline can't be in our clique, but it's all right.
That's cool. That's cool.
But if you're wondering what we're talking about, during the last Sanctuary show, the Walker clan came in, cleaned house.
They did.
Clean sweeped,
dominated.
And Trotsky may have sold his soul to the Walker clan and kind of turned his back on the Sanctuary. So
it seemed like it.
Interesting to see how
we're gonna come in there. We're gonna make it mend some fences, kiss some babies or whatever. Not during COVID. We'll wear masks. Whatever.
I'll sign all the autographs you want.
Yeah.
But now that masks are back, you can go check out our link store below and buy yourself a Tornado Tag podcast mask.
No time like now to buy a mask.
I will say this. If you're going to buy a mask, I think the ones on TeePublic are a lot better than the ones on Teespring. Just put it out there.
I have yet to get a TeePublic mask. I may have to do that.
The TeePublic ones have like the adjustable strings, where the Teespring ones, like they latch onto your ears and pull the shit out of your head.
I think I have the Teespring mask. Yeah. I may wind up wearing that because I like the mask so much. I may wind up wearing that at Abby Jane's 21st birthday extravaganza. I may be coming in Spaceballs the face mask.
I like it.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I like it.
What else you got, brother?
Spaceballs, Mark. Just the regular. Follow the HTW network. Follow the Tornado Tag podcast. Moran and Friends. That's doing its thing. A lot of good stuff there. And Can't Believe Frog. Just check them out. Love it.
I'll be coming soon to Moran and Friends. I just don't know when that interview is going to be recorded, but I am on the guest list.
Also, there's this like time machine podcast thing that maybe a thing at one point.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get something going with that
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, I mean, there's a time machine, so we can just zoom right to the future.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's a relative concept.
Literally now with this whole pandemic thing coming in, and we want to interview older people. It's like, oh boy.
Well, with who I get confused for, maybe I'll just be the guest, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, Brian, were you done? Is that all you got?
Yeah, no, I'm
all right.
As always, I'm going to plug projecthumanoid.com, the home of Murder My Dude and Pedantic. We have a new Murder My Dude coming up. We just put out a Pedantic, which featured the history of EC Comics.
Great episode.
The early comics. They made Tales from the Crypt and several other comics. We have a limited edition Project Humanoid shirt in our store, which is an homage to the EC Comics logo.
Great job with that, by the way, too, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the
Jackson,
yes. It's not exactly Clark Kent and Superman. And then the follow-up, the companion piece to that episode is coming up this Sunday at midnight. It'll be released where on Murder My Dude, we're covering the Brooklyn Thrill Killers. They were a group of youths in Brooklyn, and I believe 1954, who would go around just beating and killing some of the people in society that were looked down at the time, the homeless, gay and lesbian people, people with substance abuse issues, and horrible story, but we'll cover that as well.
Yeah, they do. Listen, and they there's a comedic spin to it. It's not all dark and gloom, and they're not a podcast that's going to idolize the people who are doing these horrendous crimes as well. They do a fantastic job. It's one of my favorite podcasts. I've look forward to listening to it all the time. So projecthumanoid.com. It is in our link tree below. If you go to our link tree, their little logo pops up. Head over there, buy some t-shirts, buy that new t-shirt. It's really, really cool.
Mask. I think we have masks too.
Yeah, mask. The only thing I say is thank you guys for the support. Thank you all for the support. I said it again. Thank you all for the support. And like I said, we have the new hat. I'm going to try to take it off without ripping my hair out again. There it is, the IWEP Network hat. I got a little Cujo pin because my dog used to be Cujo.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a cool thing, but a little homage to my old pup that passed away. But yeah, we had trucker hats, we have Tornado Tag, IWEP Network, interviews with everyday people, and Banging Beers podcast.
Yep.
So all those hats are up there if you want to grab a hat. It's something that people have been requesting for a long time was hats. Well, here they are. Go grab them. We're trying to save up some money to get some new equipment so we can use that equipment to make Camp Leapfrog and High Tension look cool in the future. So thank you all for the support. If you are watching the replay and you made it this far and you do not follow us on all social media, please go do that. Just go check it out. Like, share, subscribe. It means the world to us. There is a donation tab if you made it this far as well. You could do $1. And then if you and two of your friends listen, then we made $3.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. But thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much. I'm working on it. We love you. And here's some Billy Trey. We'll see you next time. Tornado Tag Podcast. We're out of here.